challenge him, things like that. So that's my only fear with Mark Jackson. Tom Thibodeau, he has a track record of getting the most out of his players on the defensive end. Sacramento needs to be better defensively. They have offensive players. They need to get better defensively, and that might be the direction for them to go.
Yeah. And then, also they're talking about the Wizards. They're unlikely to return Randy Whitman, which I think there's a lot of talent on that team, and I think they just need some strong direction. So, who knows? Tom Thibodeau may get opportunity there. What do you think about this Wizards team? I think they're right on the cusp. They need probably one player to really make that push. In the East, with LeBron getting older.
I agree. I think so. I think that they are. I thought last year that they had the right team to actually challenge for a championship. And with their injuries, I think injuries killed that squad last year. We're saying injuries destroyed the squad this year. I think they are just a player away. I think a big man possibly. Dene, I think he's a good player, but I think you have to upgrade that position. I would like to see Bradley Beal get healthy and continue with expanding his game more. John Wall is in the league. To me, John Wall is in the league point guard. He's one of the best. He's one of the better point guards in the league. You can build around this dude. Arnold Porter showed flashes of being a good player. He was a top 5 pick in the draft, so he showed some talent there, and they have talent, but I think they're missing that big man that could really be useful. Todd is good, but that power forward position, I think you need a dynamic power forward position, power forward that can get buckets in the paint easily and really run that inside-outside game.
Yeah. All right, so appreciate you coming on doing this NBA playoff preview. Also we'll be doing some new shows during the week. We're ironing out the details, but we'll be doing some post game shows as far as when we get continue going on through the playoffs, and hopefully we'll have some fan interviews that we'll be playing on the show too. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. You can find Tyon on Facebook, Tyon Mack. Also, he's in all of the groups, all in all the groups on Facebook talking sports. So appreciate you as always for coming on.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate being on here. Let's do it again.
All right. Bye. All right. So that was Tyon Mack. We did our playoff preview. Like I said, I think it's a foregone conclusion that everybody's calling for the Cavs and the Warriors in the finals. But we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a fun playoffs. Update on the game. Indiana is up 90-82 on Toronto. I definitely think the Pacers are going to upset Toronto. And we'll see what happens. I'll give you a score update as we get further along in the game. Also, next up, we got Golden State playing Houston at 2:30 Central Time. So another big game. So we're going to take a break. And next up, we're going to have an interview with Delice Coffey. She's a sports psychologist in sports performance mental, and we're going to have her come on the show, interview her, talk with her for a little while. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be talking to her in about 6 minutes.
Fantasy football team owners, whether you're an expert or novice, you have to check out the newest, best, and last fantasy football app you will ever download, FanUp Network. FanUp Network will simplify your fantasy experience. You can track all of your fantasy teams on various platforms, see real-time player news, and get expert fantasy advice, all in one place. FanUp Network is available to download in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Learn more at fanupnetwork.com. FanUp Network, we've got you covered.
Hey, sports fans, if you like listening to the BS3 Sports Show, check out the Weekend Wrap-Up every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll catch you up on all the sports news from over the weekend that you missed. You don't want to miss it. Mondays, 7 p.m. Central Time on Spreaker.com. You are now tuned in to the BS3 Sports Show. All right, welcome back. In about 4 minutes, we'll be doing an interview with Delice Coffey, sports psychologist. Talked to her for a little while. Before we get into that interview, we're going to play a song here by Street Hymns. This is called Slow and Steady. He's got a mixtape out. It's being featured by Rapzilla. If you go to rapzilla.com, you'll be able to download the album for free. Also, I'll put his information on the chat line here. And this album is fire, so you need to go get it right now. And like I said, it's free, so make sure you go check it out. But this song is called Slow and Steady.
Promise me you will believe. I will try good. My time has come.
I might bring back turtlenecks. Yeah. Who's up, man, the turtle's next. All your bars up on the track. Oh yeah, where the hurdles at? Off the jump, I ain't turning back. But I go to where they hurting at. Cause he met a sinner like me, then ease the pain like a Percocet. Pop it, guess I'm popular. Cause a lot of new people around me used to never get the invites. So it's weird when they crowd me. You know you care when you pray about it. Jesus saves, I ain't scared to shout it. They tell me count it all joy, that's a lot of counting. I'm a higher end accountant. I know a lot of things I say you gotta miss like Beyonce. But all my real ninjas with me though. I'm the first flow Kanye. Y'all been waiting on these new songs. I'm on fire, not no lukewarm. Put me on the feature, I'ma eat. Cause I'm good with beats like shroom farms. Yeah, everyone is racing. Slow and steady, so I'm pacing. A lot of people in a rush, but who's willing to be patient? If it's out there, get it. Ain't no need for waiting. It's there for the taking. Just watch how you chase it. Cause if you obtain it and find out it's tainted, do not be surprised. Everything is fading. Yeah. Thought I wasn't moving cause I wasn't going quick. But I ain't losing cause the race ain't given to the swift. So if I started, I'ma finish mine. So you can catch me at the finish line. Headed for the gold like I'm in a mine. Yeah. Break a leg like silver. Gold we don't like silver. Slow and steady win a race. I know I did it at my pace. Break a leg like silver. Gold we don't like silver. Slow and steady win a race. You know I did it at my pace. I promise I get tired of me dealing with sin. You see, this cat took my place, so I'm feeling like Prim. Ain't no competition, so it's hymns against hymns. That's why I be spitting verses like him against him. So I never drop the pen, you know where I've been, ballin' getting wins. You can call me Tim Duncan, I'm like Daryl Dawkins Duncan. Ain't no mystery, the glasses on the ground again. Just like Velma, call me failure, well think of Lupe, that's what I'll tell ya. I'm too smart for y'all, I'm too sharp for y'all, you'll get severed. When it comes to flows, I have several. I'm not the best, but I will get better. And as I'm better, some will get bested. I know I'm weird, I'm so interesting. I rarely sleep, I'm not interesting. I'm trying to find a wife, it's so stressing. Y'all into sexing before the wedding. I keep it holy, so we're not meshing. Call that slander, but I have standards. I don't wanna get years down the line, then say, I can't stand her, and then abandon. This is not banter. I'm committed if I wedding bandage. I'm trying to steal your heart like a bandit. And if you're hurting, I'll be your bandage. If I'm your husband, we'll party crash like Bandicoot and not care if they're banding. Yeah. Thought I wasn't moving cause I wasn't going quick, but I ain't losing cause the race ain't given to the swift. So if I started, I'ma finish mine, so you can catch me at the finish line, headed for the goal like I'm in a mine. Yeah, break a leg like silver, gold we don't like silver, slow and steady win a race. No, I did it at my pace. Break a leg like silver, gold we don't like silver, slow and steady win the race. You know I did it at my pace. Bang on the come up and Sean doing big things. Dylan still rapping and killing the mixing. Aha mixtape kill 2015. So what you gon' do, man? I'm used to a 16. So what's the point of remodeling? You never too young to go gain a following. Jamal just started a non-profit for young rappers and it's already profiting. I never needed acknowledgement because back when Young Street was anonymous, it was just Burris encouraging me, saying you got a gift, you just need to go polish it. That was my mentor. So if this mentor promised he'll see my accomplishments, cause now I seek other novices and do what he did for me, give it confidence. Okay, switch the flow. If you didn't know, Mitch could grow. It's a go. Green is on. Hit the road. Beard is long. He's a goat. Not just yet. It's a no, but do not fret, cause Mitch is close. I just approach every quote I spit before like it's a joke. So get remotes, cause it's a show, but it's no after scripts can go. It's natural, like it's a pro. Yeah, now I get to glow. Heard it's cold up top. I should get a coat, but never should I get to boast, cause what goes up comes down, I can hit the slope. So, let me stay humble. And that's when I hit the lows, cause at any time you can crumble. I'm trying to steward my gifts before they get disclosed. Yeah. Thought I wasn't moving cause I wasn't going quick, but I ain't losing cause the race ain't given to the swift. So if I started, I'ma finish mine, so you can catch me at the finish line, headed for the gold like I'm in a mine. Yeah, break a leg like silver, gold we don't like silver, slow and steady win a race. No, I did it at my pace. Break a leg like silver, gold we don't like silver, slow and steady win a race. You know I did it at my pace.
All right, so welcome back to the BS3 Sports Show. We got a special guest here, Delice Coffey. She is a sports psychologist, world-renowned athlete, business owner, and the first female guest here on the BS3 Sports Show. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on your show today.
Oh, yeah. Yep, no problem. So, I just wanted to first start off and just ask you know what's your background and what you do.
Based on my background as far as working with athletes as clinical and the sports performance part of things, I've worked with athletes for the past 15 years and the clinical part for about 26 years. And I started out in the clinical arena, then working with athletes with those issues. And I found out that the clinical issues interfere with their performance in their sport. So that's what gave me the idea to go ahead and combine the both together. So I started doing more research into sports psychology and found out that I had a great love for sports psychology, just as I did for psychology in general. So I started working more with athletes. I do have an athletic background. In high school, I played track, softball, and after graduation, I bodybuild, powerlift, table tennis, and things of that nature. Just stayed active. I've ran races, done a half marathon. So being athletic and coming from an athletic family, in addition to formal training in psychology, that's how I got started into the field, and that's how I stayed in the field this long.
Yeah, and I recognize that you're the CEO of Living Well Center, also the executive director of the Sports Psychology Division in Durham, North Carolina. So I was very impressed with your background and also, what you do with Living Well Center. And, I wanted to just ask you a little bit more about your website and, what type of athletes do you interact with? Is it certain sports or is it kind of just a wide variety?
I work with all athletes because the foundation of working with mental toughness and building a mental game for any athlete is the same. I built my web presence on football and basketball because that's what I've had more exposure to. My brothers played football and basketball. My sisters cheered for football and basketball. I cheered for football and basketball. So I've been with those two sports literally all of my life. But in my training, I'm trained to work with all athletes.
Okay. And, there's a lot of news and a lot of stories on